So you'll cut these parts
Yeah,
over.
I'll see which one's like.
Okay.
Just say it. I'll give you a review today, right now. You party on all weekends. So what do you think? So hello everyone. I'm Aditi, and today we're here with this very special guest, Jannat Bedi, who is not only a scholar and all-rounder, but is also a person who's very inspiring. Let's get Jannat to introduce herself.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Hi, I'm Jannat, and I'm studying in NTU as well alongside Aditi. I'm also going to be in my
Fourth year?
Yeah, I'm going in my senior year, and yeah. That's it.
And a fun fact about Jannat is that she's interned in companies like IBM, Panasonic, and Singapore Airlines. Okay, a wise fact about Jannat is that she's interned in companies like that. So she has to be the go-to person for anyone who's planning to go into like those big tech companies, because she's the kind of person who knows it all. Like you can say hi, and we all will give you a salute today, right now. Okay, so today's video is more about busting some of the common myths about university, because I feel that there's so many things that are portrayed in movies about university that are definitely wrong. Some might be true. So we will be talking alongside that line and see how it goes. Okay. So I have some of the facts that people generally generalize about university, and we'll be giving our opinions on what our opinion is and how we have spent our university life. I mean, definitely it's not going to be the same for everyone, but I think that's going to be for
At least for us.
at least that's how it is for at least for us, and in Singapore. Yeah. So the first fact is you party on all weekends. So what do you think about this fact?
So personally, I don't do that. It might sound a bit lame, but I honestly don't do that. Yeah, I mean, we did like go out frequently in the start of our college year, and then of our college, and we do go out usually at the beginning of the semesters, but then the workload sometimes increases too much that you can't go out. And anyway, you can't go out nowadays.
Yeah,
So.
It's COVID right now.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, what I feel is that, initially in your first year, okay, you go out for parties so that you can interact with a lot of people. But once you find your comfort group, once you know, like, the people who you really want to talk to, then you just start to feel limit yourself, and you feel way more comfortable than meeting new people. So it definitely starts with like a bit of partying, and it just drops down drastically. I feel, and it's definitely, university is definitely not all about partying. Don't get brainwashed by all those movies that you see, because it's definitely not like that. So the next fact is university knowledge doesn't apply to university.
The industry.
So it is university knowledge doesn't apply to industry. So what's your take on that?
I don't fully agree with that statement, because I personally feel that all that I have learned in these 3 years, I've definitely utilized them at least in my internships and then any other projects that I have worked on. What is really important though, and something that you need to do on your own, is to get that knowledge, to get that theory in university and apply that in real life.
Yeah, like I feel university is not like school where people spoon feed you. It's more of like a structural way that builds your foundation, and it's up to you how you want to work hard, because definitely in life it's not you're not going to get that structure. You will be independent. You need to create your own rules and work accordingly. So I think university gives us that mindset, which is very important in life, and that is what I feel. Yeah. So moving on to the next fact. So the fact is you become independent. So what do you think about that?
Definitely for Aditi and I. So we both are not in our for both of us, Singapore is a foreign country, so we have been able to grow independently. We've suddenly become very independent in that sense. I mean, we wash our own laundry, we make our own bed, we clean our own rooms, and we have groceries, cook our own food. And not just that we become independent in our choices as well. I mean, the choices, they no longer have, the choices no longer belong to others. Our choices belong to us, and our own choices have consequences for us, not for the others.
Yeah.
So we definitely, university definitely makes you like very independent.
Yeah, I agree to that as well, because you don't have anyone to blame your choices on. Like, you know that you have made the decision and no one else can understand what you are going through. Like, no one else can understand, I feel. And you become capable to make your own decisions. So I would definitely say that university has made me a lot more independent. Like, I feel previously I wasn't independent at all. Like, I used to depend on everything, and I used to it has made me independent. I learned to make my own decisions. I learned to, be accountable to my decisions, which is a very important quality. And I feel we became more independent also because we're in a different country. And rather than being educated in our own home country, because the foreign culture, the foreign people, the different mindsets, it kind of aggregates into a completely different mindset and more distinct outlook towards life. So yes, it has made us more independent. Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling, I think.
Definitely.
It's a good feeling.
It's really important to become independent. You no longer a kid. Like, once you get into the university, you no longer.
Yes, definitely not. Yeah, even though we still feel that we're kids in our own way, but yeah, it's definitely no longer like how you were earlier. So the next statement is, you don't need to work hard in your first year. That's what I have seen in some forums, and some people have asked me. So I was just like, let's see what our take is on this statement. What do you think?
I in general would disagree with that, because I feel that you should work hard and you should work sincerely throughout your life. Like, you should not limit it to, okay, I mean, it's just the first year of university, so I don't need to work that hard. But I feel like it's a general life principle that to achieve the things that you dream of, you do need to work hard and be sincere.
Yeah, and over here we're talking to someone who loves pressure who loves taking a lot of different challenges. So I think, okay, personally for me, I feel that I could have worked harder in my first year, and I think I took my first year a bit lightly. But I think when I discussed it over with some people, at least my parents told me that it was pretty normal, because you take time to adapt to to a new place.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that adaptation is also very important. Like, imagine I would have never met you or couldn't be friends with you, then I wouldn't have had that emotional support. So I think that was pretty important for me. So I think you definitely should work hard, and not only in terms of education, but also in terms of bettering your life. So that working hard is not just limited to education, I feel. Like, it
for sure.
It takes, like, it also includes different aspects of life. Yeah. Okay. So our next question is, what did university teach you apart from studies? Like, what do you think are other factors or other things that you learned in university besides just studies?
For me, I feel that I got to learn a lot of life lessons. I got to learn a lot of things that I can implement in my life. Like how to work with people, how to communicate with people, how to work in a team, because group projects is like a major factor here. So you cannot just say, oh, I work well on my own. It doesn't really matter how I work with a team. No, you need to be a people person in that sense, definitely. Apart from that, I feel that the university just makes you grow. Not just like, I feel that like in school you grow in your studies and then you grow, but in a university you grow holistically. And
Nice. So, like, for me, I feel like I grew emotionally as a person. Right.
Sure.
I feel like besides just learning and getting that knowledge, I also grew emotionally as a person. I accepted the fact that some things might happen, but the best of all is to understand why it's happening and to just accept some lessons in life, and that is something that's very important, because sometimes, like, things won't happen your way. There'll be a lot of challenges that you might face, But in the end, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the people who you believe or trust.
Yeah.
So that is what will make your life better. And yeah, also don't let go of your vision, because that's very important in the end. Never let go of your vision, because that's why you're here after all, right? So that is what I learned, and yeah, that's very important to me. So next is, here, this is a really good one. You need to have a big sport to have fun. What do you think about it, Jannat?
So if you take our case, we like a very small group of friends, but like not that I would want to have more friends. I would rather have a few closer friends and have a bigger group of bigger circle of friends. So it's not important. I mean, it depends on you. But just so you know, people with the least friends also have a lot of fun.
Yeah, just saying. Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, you just need to find your own people. You need to find your own comfort zone, because you can't really be depending on like 10 people when you need help. You just can't be doing that, right? And not all those 10 people. Like, it will take time for you to realize who will care for you. Because for 4 years, it's very hard to maintain that friendship with like millions of people. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So you need to find your own, like, it all depends on you. You could be a people person and have a lot of friends for different occasions. But like in the end, at least for an international student, I think it's important to have those people who like genuinely care for you. And I think that's needed. Like, you just can't survive if you don't have people.
Yeah, it's really important to have close friends.
Yeah, that's very true.
The number doesn't matter.
The number doesn't
Your
matter.
connection with them matters.
Yeah, exactly. Because no one will be able to, understand that connection or that level of emotion. Like, even if you try, like, it requires a lot of effort to create a friendship, I feel. Like, it does require a lot of indulgence. So, yeah, I think it's better to choose your people wisely. So, next is, you need to be extremely rich to study abroad. And before that, I would like you guys to know that Jannat is the kind of person who is on a scholarship, 100% scholarship, and the Singaporean government has covered all of her tuition fees. And instead of spending, she receives money every month. So let's see what she has to say.
So, like, it's not, you don't really need to be rich to study abroad. I mean, there are many international universities who are very invested in getting talent from all around the world. So yeah, so personally, I'm on a scholarship here, and yeah, I do have further commitments because of the scholarship. But yeah, I do not feel that you really need to be very rich to study abroad.
Yeah, like even for me, like I'm on a MOE grant, which is like a grant by the government of Singapore that covers like 40 to 50% of the fees. So like it has drastically reduced my expenses if I was to pay the entire tuition fees. And I think that at least in Singapore, I think the government does care. Like it really does care about the students. And I'm really happy about the fact that I'm in a place like Singapore. So yeah, that's one thing. So you don't have to be rich if you want to study abroad. It's more about like how open you are to exploring different options, because there's so many things. Like even companies can sponsor you for your studies if you have that talent, if you want to really literally go out abroad for studying. Okay, so the next statement is enemies can't be friends. So personally for me, so this statement means your first impression of a person shouldn't be retained throughout the journey. Like relationships can change, an enemy can turn into a friend. So has it ever happened to you?
Yeah, I was always the person who thought that first impression is the last impression, but it's not always true. Like throughout my university, I have met people who I didn't initially bond with in the first place, but throughout the years, I've built deep friendships with them. So yeah, just because you weren't friends before doesn't mean you can't be friends.
Yeah, like for me also, I was I think that I was the kind of person who was too quick to judge people. But then with time I realized that was like one of the biggest mistakes, because I think you need to give people their time, and I think with time only can you say that yes, you know the person. And I think it can take up to 8 to 12 months to definitely know a person well. You can't generalize, and don't generalize. That's one opinion that you need to keep in mind.
Yeah.
So next is So what are you really proud of as a university student? What do you think?
So one thing that I'm really proud of is my ability to be independent and to be responsible for my own actions and the consequences of my actions. So yeah, I think that is something that I'm really proud of, that okay, I can go out in this world and say that okay, I can stand on my own 2 feet. Yeah, so that's something that I think university really helped me with, and which makes me feel, which is something that I'm really proud of.
So for me, I could never imagine that I could go from one country to another on my own, stand on my own legs and be able to study and be able to explore the world for myself. Like, so I grew up in Indonesia, and whenever I used to go visit my grandparents in India, I always went with my parents, and there hasn't been any day where I haven't stayed with my parents, like even for like a few weeks. Like, I was always with my parents. But then now, like initially, I was very like scared of how things will happen, things will turn out. But now I feel that I can actually go to any country and be independent. So that is, at least, even if I may be wrong, but at least the confidence is there that I can try to. Otherwise, it would have been very hard if I wasn't in like a different country for my education, and I'm really happy about that. So that is one thing that I'm really proud of as a university student. So, so the last question is a very like a crazy cute question. I don't know. It's like, so what do you think? What kind of an animal you were before joining university, and now what do you think if you were to categorize yourself as an animal? What animal have you become now? So, what do you think?
I would say that before coming to the university, I was like an armadillo, like a very shy, timid kind of a person. But these 3 years have made me turn into kind of like a dolphin, a cheerful, happy person, a little bit outgoing, not very much, but yeah, a generally very happy and cheerful and energetic person.
Is that why you're wearing black?
No,
I just thought about it.
It's just a coincidence.
She planned it, you guys.
No.
Okay, so for me, I think I was a chicken, because I was the kind of person in high school who would just stay in a corner and not talk to people. Like I was like I hated talking to people, especially new people, because I constantly felt that people were judging me. But then now I would say that I've become a sparrow, because now I know, or at least I have the potential to fly for my own dreams and to get what I want. And I know, I mean, even I might not know what I want in life, but at least I have the capability to fly high to achieve those dreams and work hard for those dreams. So that is what I think. Yeah. So I think, guys, that's about it, and these are the common myths that I have generally heard from my juniors, and I try to, we try to give our best to answer those questions, and I hope it will help you. And what do you think? Like, what do you think before university? Were you also of these opinions that some of these statements might be the opposite of what they really are? Did you have a wrong perception about university initially?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I did believe a few of these things before I came to the university, and I think you need to experience it to believe whether it's true or not.
Yeah. So yeah, I hopefully this helps you guys, and yes, so for more videos like that, keep watching TopsyTipsy. We'll be talking about, like, I'll be talking about more about university life and things that might help you in some way. Hopefully, it creates an impact in your life. I really wish. And best of luck for your university life if you're one of the students coming to university. And thank you for watching. Do give us a thumbs up. Do give us a like, but hit that like button. And oh yeah, so say bye-bye to our scholar, Jannat Bedi. And yes, hopefully we can create more videos in future.
Sure.
So it was nice talking to you guys, and come back for more cool videos. Bye-bye.
Bye.